Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about Canadian English. This is our team members. And this is our table of contents. First, I'm going to talk about introduction. Over 25 million Canadians, to varying degrees, use Canadian English, which accounts for 85% of the total population. Canadian English pronunciation is generally more similar to American English, although many Canadian words traditionally follow British English spelling conventions. Canadian English can be seen as a combination of British and American English.
The history of English in Canada can be traced back to the early 17th century, when British and French colonists began to settle in North America. In 1763, France lost to the British in the 7 Years' War, and Canada got under British control. British immigrants began to move in, and English gradually became one of Canada's main languages. The Canada Rebellion of 1837 to 1838 accelerated the process of Canadian self-government. In 1867, the British North America Act merged the British colonies into the Canadian Confederation, with English and French becoming the official languages. Today, English is widely used in Canadian government, education, and business. Now let's talk about some pronunciation characteristics of the Canadian English. First, rhoticity. Most American accents are rhotic, meaning they pronounce the R sounds after vowels clearly. Canadian accents are typically non-rhotic, often dropping post-vocalic R sounds. For example, Americans say car with a clear final R, while Canadians are more likely to say ka. Second, Canadian raising. Americans tend to pronounce the word sorry with a more clipped O sound, while Canadians often pronounce it as sorry with a more rounded O sound.
The next part is comparing Canadian English with American English. I listed 5 words with the same meaning but different expressions. Number 1 is toque and knee hat. As you can see in the picture, Canadians call this particular type of winter hat toque. Number 2, runners and sneakers. Canadians also call it running shoes. Number 3, Chesterfield and couch or sofa. Number 4, homo milk and whole milk. Homo is short for homogenized. Number 5, washroom and bathroom. Canadians consider that the washroom is more appropriate, especially in public. Next is Canadian slang. Speaking A, many people associate it with Canadians. In English, A is the same thing as huh and right. Canadians put A at the end of the sentence to receive approval.
So, what are you in for?
I moved here from Canada and they think I'm slow, eh?
Canuck. Canuck is a nickname for Canadians. When Canadians introduce themselves, they might say, I'm a Canuck.
As a Canuck.
Loonie and toonies. They are Canada's $1 and $2 coins. The reason why $1 coin is called loonie is because there's a loon on it. If you have 2 loonies, then they will become toonies. 2-4 is a cask of beer. It has 24 bottles of beer. Keener has 2 meanings. The first is brown noser and suck up. The second is to describe a person who is extremely eager to do well. For instance, your coworker getting close to the boss and saying something nice every day. Or when you see your classmate coming very early for the exam and can't wait to start it. In this situation, you can say, he is such a keener, or while a keener. Giver means to go for it or do your best. It's usually used in an encouraging situation. For example, if you tell your friends you are thinking about accepting a new job opportunity, they might say, "Oh, giver." Or when you see someone is about to give up, you will say, "Don't give up, just giver," to cheer that person up.
The last part is our conclusion. Canadian English is a widely used form of English within Canada. It is influenced by various factors including history, immigration, and geography. The pronunciation and vocabulary of Canadian English are influenced by both British English and American English, while also possessing some unique Canadian characteristics such as specific vocabulary usage and pronunciation habits. In different regions of Canada, and even within the same city, people may use slightly different accents and vocabulary, reflecting the country's diverse language and cultural background. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for your listening.